how I achieved this look with Pixie products, and also learning more about me as you watch me get ready and answer specific questions about myself so that you all can get to know me better. Stay tuned for this video. Alright, so my friends at Pixie actually sent over this enormous box of goodies, and that is why I'm actually filming my makeup today, so that I can put these on display. So it came with 4 palettes. You know what? Don't worry about it. Insert full view right here. As you can see, pretty much there's a palette for almost everything. This is the cream color palette, which is lip and blush. This is the contour palette, which I actually don't contour a lot, but I am willing to try. This is the Mind Your Own Glow, so it's obviously highlighters. And then they sent an actual eyeshadow palette, which in my opinion, this is great for like that transition between spring to fall. So, and they're all actually featuring a different person, I guess. I don't really know these people, so that's not important to me, but let's get started as I make all this awkward noise. I'm doing makeup, so I'm not just sitting here doing a tutorial. I wanted to answer some of those get to know me YouTube questions. So I found a plethora of them, and I have about 30. I don't even know if I actually get through all of them, but I thought they'd be great for conversation. So, and then I'll try my best to preview every product that I'm going to use. This is the, I'm using the Milk Hydro Primer. It's actually one that I like. I like that it's a little sticky and adhesive. I actually also like that a little bit goes a long way with it. You don't need a whole lot. Oily girls, this is something that you would definitely appreciate. Alright, so the first question is, if you had to change your first name, what would you change it to? So this is actually funny, because I always wanted my name to be Elise, E-L-I-S-E. I don't know why. My name is Jessica, obviously, for In Jessica's Corner, but if I could change my first name, that's what I would change it to. And now I'm just spraying some setting spray to kind of fight the oil. So this bottle is the Maybelline Lasting Fix, but the solution in it is actually the Ulta Matte foundation. I'm not a fan of it. That's all that I have. I need to go get some more. Whatever. So the next question is, where are you from? I'm sure many of you from my accent can probably tell that I am from Charleston, South Carolina, born and raised. Next question, where were you born? I was actually born in Fulton County, Georgia. I believe I'm a Grady baby. I'm adopted, and so that's a completely different story. And actually, if you guys are interested, I can do a whole story time about like my adopted experiences in general, how people normally react to me telling them that, and just like life as an adopted child in general. If you guys want to know that, add a comment below. I'd be glad to address that for you. My next question is, who did you look up to growing up? So, believe it or not, I actually grew up around a lot of old people. So I will combine this in 2. So my grandmother, which is actually not my mom's mother, but my mom's aunt, but she was raised by her aunt, it would be her. And then I had pretty much a second grandmother that I called Mama Ramsey, and so she practically became like my babysitter prior to going to daycare. those two ladies, even to this day, there are so many parts of my life that I wish that they could have experienced. I wish they could have been a part of. However, they weren't. So here we are. And those two, like my grandmother actually only had, I think, maybe up to a middle school education, and she was a business owner. She owned property. She just really went out there and got it. And my mama Ramsey, I honestly don't know what she did professionally, because I don't think I knew her when she was working, which I didn't know my grandmother that way either. But I just loved her energy. She had such a pure, sweet spirit, and I'm actually not that sweet, but it's something that warms my heart and something that I aspire to be. Alright, so now we're going to add some foundation. I'm using the Maybelline Stay Fit in 360 Mocha. I actually love this foundation a lot. This is my go-to probably for everything under the sun. And I don't have a mirror in front of me, so you guys are going to get a very ghetto version of me looking down, but whatever. Most often I do not use a beauty blend, but believe it or not, I'm really not trying to do a complete full face. This is modified because it's like almost 8 o'clock at night. I have no plans. It's Sunday. I won't be going anywhere after this. So I'm just trying to put enough foundation on my face to give you guys the spiel on these Pixie products. But I do at least want to mention, if you guys can see the level of coverage, I actually never use it with a beauty blender. I always use like a foundation brush. However, I think for these summer months, this might be ideal because it's just less foundation on my face. And I feel like that is enough for what we're doing today. So also, because I'm an oily girl, I'm going to go in a second time with the setting spray. Alright, let's go to the, before I drop my whole mirror towel, let's go to the next question, which is, what are your best characteristics? So a lot of people are probably going to say, Jessica, that's not your best characteristic. I don't care. This is about me. I think my best characteristic is that I keep it real, number one. Number two, I think my second best characteristic is that I enjoy facilitating a good time when I'm in my element. And I think both of those are things that people generally and genuinely appreciate about me. A lot of people appreciate that I'm real and I'm honest. However, I oftentimes get criticized for being real and honest, because sometimes when it's the person that appreciated it or valued it, when they're the person that has to receive it, then they don't like it as much. In facilitating a good time, I mean, who doesn't love the party starter, the party pusher, the party motivator? I'm your girl. Like, at this point, I feel like I need to host parties because it's really that legit at this point. I'm gonna keep your party lit. I'm the life of the party. My husband and I are definitely the life of the party. If you having a party, invite us. We're gonna be there. We're gonna turn that junk up. If you having a wedding reception, invite us. We're gonna be there. We're gonna turn that junk up. Period. Alright. What's my next question? What's my biggest accomplishment? So we're gonna do my eyebrows while I'm telling you about my biggest accomplishment. One of my biggest accomplishments I can't necessarily discuss yet, but at current, I think my biggest accomplishment to date is like successfully adulting. I am married. I've been married for 3 years. My husband and I are actually like college sweethearts, which is very sweet. And I actually, where do I currently live? I actually currently live in Charlotte, North Carolina. And I moved here. Oh, that was bad. I moved here after college. So I graduated in 2012. And I moved here in like August. And as y'all can see, this not made for me to do this like this. I really need to be like in the bathroom. Anyway, when I graduated from college, I moved here in August for grad school. I didn't like that particular program, but I still decided to stay here. And one thing that I will preach, let me fix that, y'all, because I'm also not putting concealer under my eyebrows tonight. We're not doing all that. I just need these eyebrows to stand out a little bit. But like I was saying, the one thing I can say about moving away from your family, you do not understand how strong you are until you make the decision to move away from all your family and friends, and you have the smallest amount of a community here. You have to reestablish yourself, find yourself again, you know, just really go through that whole process again of like getting comfortable in a new space, learning how to maneuver, finding your way around the city, then, you know, finding someone to do your nails, do your hair, do your eyebrows, great restaurants, great hair stores, great places to shop, quick places to do things, whatever it is that you need, you know, just pretty much establishing yourself in a different place. Like, it was a struggle for me. I struggled a lot with like being alone, and the crazy thing is I wasn't always alone, but like at home, but like I was. And so like moving here and just not having the same level of, hey, I want to do this, or hey, I want to do that, and just do it and know I can count on someone to do it, was difficult. And then adjusting to being an adult at the same time was very difficult. So it just was not, it was not the most fun thing, if I can be completely honest. All right, so what is my biggest fear? All right, so my biggest fear is actually failure, believe it or not. I am a planner at my core, and I do not like failing at all. Now, I understand, so because I'm a marketing professional, I do understand that there are like, I need to establish contingencies, because anything could happen that could kind of change the trajectory of what I'm trying to do. However, just in general, like, I don't want to fail. And so because I don't want to fail, I will do my best to plan for circumstances and situations that could deter me from succeeding. Or just, you know, in general, I will just like try to plan, accommodate every option possible. And it is very toxic. It's probably one of my most toxic traits. And I will openly discuss that I actually have counseling sessions on a consistent basis, because I am actively working through that, because I realize that, you know, at some point in life, I'll be a mom and I won't be able to control like the kind of drama that these children bring my way, or just, you know, in life. And I also think like the pandemic really helped me understand that I can't plan every point of life. I can't prepare myself. And I also have learned that it's important for me to fail, because I will learn something from that experience, and I don't want to block a lesson. And that is like something that I am really adamant about teaching myself and allowing myself to understand that, like, you know, you have to fail, because if you don't fail, you won't learn. Now, you do learn from your success. Please understand that. But you also learn from your failure, because oftentimes it teaches you what not to do the second time, or just how to go about something differently, whatever it is, you know. You learn is my point. So let's go to the next question, which is, what has required the most courage of you in your life so far? I think circumstances and situations such as sitting here recording myself right now and starting a YouTube channel, and also, you know, starting my podcast and just really putting my ideas out there, even on social media. Just being courageous enough to not care about what someone might think about my opinion or even my content or anything else. Like just putting myself out there because that's what I want to do, and understanding that there's a space for all these different things, and it's perfectly okay for me to take up space in that area, if you will. I think doing it scared is definitely probably the best answer. Like, there are a lot of times where you just have to do it. You can't necessarily get caught up in, oh, well, what if people don't like it? What if there's somebody out there watching and you might just have 12 views right now, maybe even 2 views on a video. But at some point you might get more, and that's perfectly fine. Like, they can't find you if you're not consistent. That's just how I look at it. What is my favorite color? So my favorite color is orange, and I went through a lot of spells of colors. Like, so pink was my favorite color once, I'm yellow, blah blah blah. But like in high school, orange became my favorite color, and coincidentally I married a Clemson fan, and so a lot of people think my favorite color is orange because of my husband. That's not true. When he met me, my favorite color was orange. So the next question is, what's your favorite music genre? So it really depends on my mood. What I will say, we're about to add some contour. I definitely added highlight and didn't discuss it. So I used Tarte Shape Tape, and I also used LA Girl Pro in Toffee. I'll link everything I used down below. Maybe y'all like my little makeup routine. This is really not, this is a, like I said, this is a modified version for the people that are skipping forward and didn't hear that earlier. So I want to make sure that I let you guys know that, like, I don't do my makeup like this all the time now. I will say in the summer months I will. Why is this so hard to get into? I don't want to tear up. Okay, here we go. But yeah, this might be great for me for the summer because I don't really care to do a whole lot of makeup in the summertime, believe it or not. Also, I do not wear contour. So this is my second time with contour. We're going to try this one. So we'll just I am afraid. Let me see how crazy that looks. Oh, it don't look that crazy. You really can't see nothing. Maybe I didn't put enough. Hold on, guys. I mean, you can just tell that I obviously don't do this often. Okay, there it goes. It's a little darker. And I don't have the, blending contour brush. Oh, it's upstairs, and I'm not going up there, so we're going to use this. That looked bad, but whatever. I'm going to just use this so I don't have harsh lines, that's all. Don't judge me. Okay, whatever. Setting powder fix everything, so I don't really care if it look crazy right now. Oh, so I was talking about my favorite music genre. If I'm traveling, actually, sometimes it's gospel because I need gospel music to keep me centered and focused. I know that probably sounds crazy, but I don't know. My gospel playlist really gets me there, so it'll keep me awake. I won't zone out, and I'll really stay into it. But I do have a hip hop, R&B, rap combined playlist, and so I also listen to that. But I like all the, you know, new music that's in the clubs and stuff like that. I like R&B, I like neo soul, I love gospel. I don't listen to jazz, bluegrass, rock, country, none of that. I don't listen to none of that. Yeah, that's it. All right, so the next question is, what's my favorite physical activity? Y'all gonna laugh. My favorite physical activity is probably shopping. In AC though, not outside. I'm gonna use some of this LA Girl Pro for my eyeshadow, just because sometimes Pixie's eyeshadows have the tendency to be powdery, and they don't always give off the pigment that I desire. So, but yeah, I love shopping, but I love shopping inside. I don't want to shop outside. I don't prefer like outlets and stuff because they're outside. I don't want to shop outside. I want to shop in the AC. It's hot. I'm not comfortable. I'm ready to go. What is your favorite ice cream flavor? All right, so let's talk about that. I love ice cream a lot, and my favorite like generic flavor would be strawberry. We're gonna start with so we're using this palette. We're gonna start with this brown in the creases. So yeah, so my go-to generic flavor is always going to be strawberry. And then from there, maybe butter pecan or pistachio. I like both of those actually. Those are my go-tos. And again, I know this look crazy, but I promise I'm gonna fix it. And then if we getting into like really fancy flavors, then I like if you go to Publix, they have a banana pudding that I love. And then, you know, like the Jenny's very extensive ice cream. They have a pineapple upside down that I also adore. I'm trying to think. Oh, gelato. I like the chocolate chip. Is it like honey chocolate chip or caramel chocolate chip? And that's it. Who is my favorite singer? All right. So, my favorite singer of all time is Jasmine Sullivan. That's my girl. I don't really feel like she gets the credit that she deserves, but you know, I need to grab it. You know, I'm not gonna get on that soapbox with y'all today, but y'all don't give sis the credit she deserves. Some of y'all actually just kind of discovered her when she put out Hotels, but you know, that's fine. I'm gonna let y'all have that because I understand y'all didn't really understand who she was or what she was bringing to the table at that time. It's fine. But yeah, that's my girl. And I love her music. And I actually, like, one of her unreleased songs, I actually sang Walking Down the Aisle at my wedding. And if you're curious which one that was, it was Lovin' You. It's not something that you can find on, like, iTunes or anything. You have to go to YouTube, and you can find it there. Okay? all the questions. What's my favorite sport? My favorite sport is actually football, preferably college football, preferably. But football in general. I am not a basketball fan by any means. I do not care for basketball. I will like go to a game for the like experience, but I don't really care about basketball like that, to be honest. I just don't. Sorry for the people that do. That just ain't my thing, you know? Alright. So the next thing is, what is your all-time favorite town or city and why? Alright, so that's kind of an easy one because I think I've already decided on like my favorite go-to city. I love I love New Orleans a whole lot. Let me check my makeup right here because y'all can see me and it might not look that crazy to y'all, but I just it's not that bad. What I am gonna do is this. So I know some of y'all makeup girls gonna cringe when y'all see this, but I got eyeshadow all the way together and I don't want to look like a clown. Okay? That's not too bad, is it? It is kind of. But I think what it is I'm going for a deeper gold. And maybe, so this is the like highlighter palette. I'm thinking this is going to give me, because like I said, the colors don't always show up so true with Pixie's eyeshadow in particular. And so I'm going to try this gold and see if that gives me what I'm looking for here. And I don't feel like it is. See what I'm saying? That's all it's giving in. Okay, whatever. I don't really care that much. Move around. Alright. So now we're gonna put some setting spray. Setting powder on. Let's look at the next question. What is my all-time favorite city? I didn't answer it, sorry. So my all-time favorite city is New Orleans. It is just so much fun in New Orleans. Like, I have only been twice. And I think the one thing that I adore about New Orleans is that it's not like traveling to other cities where you have to like constantly have these legitimate plans. Like, you just have the option to just be and live and be comfortable. You know, like, I don't feel like we have to plan our day around coming back to get dressed, to wear makeup and all of that. So I love New Orleans. I actually cannot wait to go back again. And I don't know when I'm going back, but I can't wait to go back. Are you an early adopter or a late adopter? So, if we're talking about music, I am definitely a late adopter. Like, I'm the person that really has to hear, I gotta hear the song a few times before I'm like, oh yeah, that's cute, I like that. I'm not that girl. I don't know why, but I'm really not that girl. Okay. So now here comes the hard part because I'm gonna, y'all guess what? I ain't bringing the highlighter brush down here either. So, I'm not even about to play with Pixie highlighter, honey. So, we're going to use this gold deposit. Yes, I still got gold deposit. I mean, if you ain't got none, I'm sorry. But you know you only need a little bit. And here we are. And I'll put some more on once I set my face. So next we're gonna try to conquer putting on eyelashes like this. And I am not a pro at lashes at all. So don't judge me. Next question. Who was the worst boss you ever had? So I don't really think she even looks at my content enough to ever watch this, but maybe one of you will be a snitch and go tell her, and if you do, I really don't care. My worst manager to date, her name was Arnetta. I won't give her last name because I think that's rude. But I was working as a mortgage processor. And this is my favorite lash. This is the Kiss 111. It's like a wispy full look. Maybe it's INB, I'm sorry. But Kiss and all that, y'all know that's the same brand. Don't play with me. But anyways, worst manager ever. Her name was Arnetta. Worked at a mortgage processing place. And I processed applications. And so she was my manager. But I also just want to like put a few background notes out there for context. So she was previously a processor, and she had been promoted to the role of manager. And she was expecting to inherit an existing team. Instead, she got a team of newbies. And so apparently she wasn't necessarily happy with that concept. So like when we first were like transitioned into her team or whatever, or into being her team I should say, we didn't have full access. So we couldn't do anything or even be trained or her show us anything or whatever like that. So we just had to kind of wait around. And like she would come to work and wouldn't even say good morning. And to me that was rude. And so after a while, the entire team decided, y'all, we not about to take this. She gonna speak. So we had to like have a meeting with her like outside so we could say whatever we wanted to say. And we was like, yo, what you tripping for? She was also the manager that like today she won't be your friend, tomorrow she gonna beef with you. Or today she gonna come in here and be a chatty patty, tomorrow she don't want nobody to talk to her. Also I line my eye line with lash glue because that's the only way this is gonna be successful. But yeah, she was just, honestly, I feel like she wasn't mature enough for the role. That's an opinion though. But yeah, I didn't feel like she was mature enough to be a manager. She wasn't, I don't think at least. She wasn't that much older than me. She was just really like street in a professional setting. It was just real bad. That's all I can say. Like, it was just bad. Like, she was just like, I'll give y'all a prime example. So, you know, like, when you're in a professional setting, a lot of the times, especially our generation, we will try to, like, make, like, club outfits professional somehow. And, I mean, I feel like sometimes we can do that. But, like, no, sis, you can't do it like that. That's not going to work. Because it's like, you know, that's just not it. I don't know. I didn't like it. It wasn't cute. So she would always have on like the skin tight. We can see your drawers. We can see the lumps in your butt. We can just we can see everything, and it's not cute, it's not attractive, it doesn't look professional, you don't look like a manager, you look like a streetwalker, and then you're in here telling me that what I got on ain't right when nobody else has a problem but you. You know what I mean? Or she wants to criticize my work, but I'm like the top performer on her team, or she just had a really nasty attitude, and like it was like she didn't want us to, like, she was always fine with like, well, you ain't doing too much of this and that, or you ain't all that great or whatever like that. Like, I don't know who you talking to or why you talking to me like that, because as far as I'm concerned, you know, black woman to black woman, you should be uplifting me. And that was the tougher thing for me. She was a black woman. It wasn't like she was a white girl or something. I could expect her to just be a little rude, but she was a black girl, and that just made that even more difficult for me. Alright, so do I remember my dreams? Y'all, that's a funny question, because my husband teases me all the time and says he thinks that I should go get help because it doesn't make sense that I remember my dreams so vividly. Y'all, I can wake up and I can literally tell you like details about my dreams, which I think is kind of strange. Not extremely, but I do think it's, you know, kind of strange that I do remember them so well. And I'm talking about like, I remember them enough to like maintain that same level of emotion. So like, I can wake up from my dream and probably still be pissed off with you about whatever you did in the dream. It happens to my husband all the time. And then the next question, I'm going to finish these up. Do I save old greeting cards and birthday cards and letters and stuff? So y'all, I picked this question because I actually do. So like, I have a lot of my birthday cards throughout the years. I actually still have some at my mom's house. I still have like birthday cards for my husband, wedding anniversary cards, just anything you can think of, I probably got it. I still got Christmas cards. If you send it to us, I probably got it somewhere in this house. Do I sing in the shower? I sing in the shower, I sing in the house, I sing in the car, I sing in the bed, I sing in the bathroom, I sing in the kitchen, I sing on the porch, I sing everywhere in this house. Do I have any allergies? So I picked this question because, yes, I have allergies, but I have the normal outside allergies that some people would define as seasonal. I don't have seasonal allergies. I have all year allergies. I'm allergic to grass, trees, pollen, ragweed, mold, dogs, cats, and their dander. Everything else you can think of outside, I'm probably allergic to it. Just put it that way. It's so bad that I had to get a second allergy test, and now we are preparing for allergy shots. Do I have a best friend? If so, who? I actually have best friends with an S. And I'm actually not the most friendly person, so I don't know how I ended up with so many best friends. So, my best friend from like middle school to the present is Jonathan. And then, my two best friends from college would be Danica and Tora. And then I have my other best friend, Paige, who I met, maybe like, matter of fact, I met her right before quarantine happened, and we are thick as thieves. How old were you when you found out that Santa wasn't real? So this is a funny story. My mom told me that Santa Claus wasn't real at the end of, or Christmas of my first grade year. So that means I probably was like 6. And she told me because I would find my presents and I'd say, but I didn't know they were my presents, right? I would just say, oh, I asked Santa Claus to get me that. And she was just tired of it. She said I would never go to sleep, and she just felt like it was too much drama. So she told me, and so the reason that I say second grade is because second grade was the year that I realized that everybody else didn't know that. I kind of almost ruined it for the kids in my class. And I actually feel really bad about that now because I remember like somebody in my class saying something like, "Oh, well, Santa's not gonna get you anything." Like, I guess they thought they was like being funny or something, and I was like, that don't matter because Santa Claus ain't real no way. And so, my teacher had to do damage control. No, that's not what she meant. And so then, she had to put me to the side like, hey, everybody doesn't know that. So, you gotta make sure, even if they say it, you just have to let them believe that, okay? And so I'm like, okay. And then the teacher sent a note home to my mama just for her to kind of talk through that with me. So I was well prepped to understand that everybody didn't know that. And see, that one feels like it's a little janky, but it's fine. All right, next question, because we're about to finish this up now. What is one guilty pleasure you enjoy too much to give up? Candy. I love candy, y'all. So, I love candy so much so that one year for Lent, I gave up Sour Patch because I ate it so much. It was very good. I appreciated it and I gave it up. But now it's jelly beans. It's the cocktail one. I don't know why, but it's so good. The next thing is, what's something you wish you were gifted at doing? I actually wish that I could dance, but I mean professionally dance. I can dance in general, but I'm one of those people. I'm infatuated with hip hop dance and pop locking and all that stuff, and I can't do that. Also, I wish that I was gifted with athleticism naturally and I didn't have to work towards it. I feel like sometimes I have to work extra hard to do things in the gym that other people can just do. The last question is, what kind of books do you read? I love self-help books, So the Subtle Art of Not Giving an F. I like that book. I just finished reading Professional Troublemaker. If you haven't read that and you are afraid of doing something, jump into that book right now. It's necessary. It will push you out of your fear. Outside of that, I read fun books The Hate That You Give, Napoli Ever After, the lady that wrote that. There's different versions of books that she has. Popular books I read. I'm about to start reading My Sister's a Serial Killer, so I'm all over the place with reading. If you have any book selections, add those below. Thank y'all so much for tuning in to this Get Ready With Me as I try out Pixie's products and beat my face a little bit for y'all. If y'all enjoyed this and you guys want to see more like this, add a comment below and let me know that. If you have any ideas about any other types of videos that you would enjoy, please comment below. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns about any of my answers, please comment below. Thank you so much for tuning in to this video, and I hope you come back again. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye, y'all.